Welcome back, survivors, to the Lucky Die. Previously, Balance hurts a friend and gets burnt. Rajak finds his comfy chair, and Zaltanna makes a friend out of claws. Dealing with the fallout from the visions in the mirror, the group return to the surface via Bogrim's place, where they learn more about Amy's death before meeting up with a freaked-out Caden. How will Demi react to news of Falsum Faceum Temple? How will Caden deal with his inmates, and will Ama ever be avenged? I guess you're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die. You guys follow Caden up the street, and he takes you fairly near to where his place is, but before you turn down that alleyway, he goes straight across the end, past two more, and he brings you to this little building. It's a building on its own. There are other buildings attached to it, and it appears to be quite a small building. It's a single story, looks pretty run down. Not gonna lie, broken windows, kind of cracks, covered in some sort of, well, algae, let's be honest, some sort of moss. And he opens the door, which is in the center of one of the long sides, and he gestures you all inside. And when you get inside, you can see that there is a door off to your left, there's a door off to your right, denoting this to be a 3-roomed building. And in this room, there is what looks like a kitchen-y, stovey kind of cooking area, and there appears to be a fireplace. This is what you guys see. There aren't the two windows that are in here on the side that you came in are both broken. As you go in, he closes the door behind you, and loudly and very fluidly, he says, "What just happened? What in the fuck just happened?"
I don't know what happened. Oh, wait, shit, did you see the thing too?
Yeah.
You know, that makes sense. No idea. It was something.
That was, that was my fault. Or, I guess it unintentionally occurred because of me. Can we get a fire going, and can I sit down somewhere? I'm not feeling very well.
You see his hands point out towards the fireplace, and you see a small spark erupt into the fireplace, and the kindling catches fairly quickly. And as he stops muttering and pulls his hand back, the initial spark disappears, but the flames are beginning to catch.
All right, can I heal you now? Because, like, you seem like you really need some healing.
It would be helpful.
Cast Cure Wounds for 7.
All right.
I do lay on hands, but I don't know how much you need, so it's probably better if I just...
You put me at 13.
Random it. Okay, sweet. Just, if you need freaking help, just say something. I'm, like, right here.
I've been dealing with a lot today, so...
Well, I asked you before, too. I was like, do you need healing? And you just fucking ignored me, but whatever.
I'm not in the right state of mind after everything.
So, what the fuck was that shit you put in our heads?
Yes, I'd like answers for that too.
The answer
Also,
is...
While you're at this, explaining shit, can you explain what the fuck a cop is doing in jail for murder?
We're getting right into the meat of it, then.
Yeah, listen, I don't fuck around. I gotta know shit.
It's a lot for me to explain.
Start with the visions that you put in my head.
I don't entirely understand what those visions were myself. It was... All right, Caden, when we were down there, we found a buried temple. It was an ancient temple. Long ago, there was this guardian who essentially explained to us that if there was an apocalyptic situation like there is now, that we needed to find these pieces to resurrect someone named Halia Shadeslayer. The Guardian said there were tests we needed to go through in order to find out everything and be worthy of doing this. I suppose we went through and did these tasks, many of which were peculiar. When we got to the end of this temple and the tasks that were laid before us, there was an armor stand with 6 slots for what I assume is the pieces that we need to assemble for us to bring back this person. And there was a mirror. The mirror apparently gives some sort of vision of I don't know what, potential futures, just cryptic messages. It was a lot for me to handle for what I saw. And it broke me. I lost control. I froze up. And in attempting to try to wrangle in my power, it lashed out through our connection, and that was the vision you saw. There were parts of it that I recognized, but they were intermingled with other parts that I'm not. My guess is that some portion of each of our pasts got mixed into that vision.
If you want my guess, they were visions of you killing.
There was one part that definitely pertained to mine that I recognize, but the rest of it is unfamiliar to me.
I recognize one bit.
Yeah, which one?
The one with the woman. The one on the back of the cart.
Who is she?
You see him look away, and it's very uncomfortable.
Caden, did you kill someone?
It's not important right now, but that's what we all saw.
I disagree. I think it's kind of important whose parts what are. Because I will admit to the fact that the first one was me.
The dwarf, I know. But the boy in the ring I didn't recognize, but the arms had to have been you though, right, Rhal?
Yes. That was my arms.
Okay.
It was a jumbled mess.
It certainly was, but he seems to be contemplating how to phrase what's coming next, and eventually just settles on, I trust what I saw. I trust what I've seen you, the way you behaved in prison. But you understand, I have to be more careful than before. You Rhal may be innocent of what you were put away for. I believe that, but you still a killer.
Zaltanna just gets this look on her face, and she like this really like uncomfortably sly look, and she goes, "Oh, I'll admit it. I fucking committed a murder. But that don't mean shit in this situation, Caden. When you got assigned to us, you knew what the fuck we were. And
yeah,
this doesn't change shit, honestly. We all knew that we had the mind link. We all know that we committed murders. I don't know, maybe fucking cop over here is innocent of his. We know that Dragonborn's innocent of his. I'll say I committed mine. I don't care. I ain't ashamed of it. But I'm being upfront with you, so be upfront with us.
Take justify a roll to me.
She's trying to be a little intimidating, so I guess intimidation.
I felt that vibe. Go for it. I'll take it.
I got an unnatural 20. I think that people tend to forget that I actually have a pretty high charisma.
You're a paladin. Paladin. Okay. Caden essentially just goes to sit down. See, run his hands through his hair, and it says, my daughter Talus, her mum died when she was born, but she couldn't push Talus out, and I was losing them both. So I had to do what I had to do to save one of them.
Understandable.
Can I get a read on his aura for that?
Absolutely, you can. He's being 100% honest. He's not hiding anything.
Balance is just going to silently go up next to Caden and put a hand on his shoulder. Give him a reassuring nod.
Talus doesn't know. And I don't want her to.
No one's going to tell her, listen, I may be a lot of things, but I ain't going to rat a kid's dad out to a kid for doing something that was necessary. This ain't a world of black and white. It's a world of grays.
Thank you.
All right. Well, also, now that you know the whole, like, gray thing that I'm talking about, like, try not to be as judgy about the murder shit, because you don't know what the, like, circumstances were there.
I don't, but...
Not all murders are bad murders. Let me ask you, for instance, what would you say if I told you that the guy I murdered was on the take for the double ones, but he was like a councilman kind of guy. Like, he was in charge of shit, but he was on the take for an organized crime syndicate. Would you say that my murder was bad?
Zaltanna, we have a justice system for reason. We can't just take the law in our own hand, no matter how bad person they are.
Caden.
That's vengeance, not justice.
Caden, the justice system in this world is bullshit. You've worked inside it. You've seen it. You know. Look at poor Rhal there. Just because his freaking girlfriend was murdered, like, they're like, oh, automatically it's got to be this guy. And it's got to be a racism thing, too, because he's a dragonborn. So, like, do you think that Rhal killed his girlfriend?
No.
Based on how much you know? Yeah. All right. Do you think that a justice system would throw an innocent man in jail just because he's, like, a different race, and also, like, the person who got murdered was his girlfriend, without, like, a fair cop about it? Like, do you think a fair justice system would do to Rhal what got happened to Rhal?
I know that the system that doesn't work.
Right.
I do know that. I know it doesn't work, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try.
Well, sometimes you got to work outside of the law to
we be kind of literally off flaunting Dawn law right now.
Exactly. People got to do what is the right thing for society. And some murders are the right thing for society.
I'm not sure you and I are ever going to really see eye to eye, but I guess I want the world to be better. I just know that you live in it.
Yeah, I do. So I try to make it a better place where I can. Like, for instance, I would 100% murder Lindren, because it would make society a better place.
You actually see him smile a little bit and then return to back that kind of like, yeah, maybe not face. Okay. Let's not kill Lindren. he's literally covering our asses right now. So
Yeah,
let's not.
You say that, but I feel like if we killed Lindren, we quietly like
Zaltanna,
snuck out of
I'm
town, back
not
up to the dusk, we'd probably be okay. But I'm not saying let's kill Lindren. I'm just saying I think that you're not thinking outside the box here, Caden.
I'm not going to plot a murder with you, Zaltanna. That's pretty much a line.
It's a stupid line.
Okay, so
and I reject it.
Balance is just smiling.
She like
Caden can't help but smile. He's just like, oh, I can't believe this.
And to think you sent us down there with her.
I wouldn't murder you guys.
That's good. Okay, what you found a temple down there? We should talk to Demi. Do you find what was doing the killing down there?
It was a giant spider. Spiders plural.
You making fun of my accent, bro?
What accent? You sound like a dwarf to me.
We should go talk to Demi. Tell her that you've completed her task.
Right. I think we should do that in the morning. I think that Balance needs some rest. But most importantly, please. I think Balance needs to tell us what the fuck a cop is doing in jail for murder. I'm not letting this go. This is very important to me.
Let me have my rest and you'll find out.
You promise?
Promise.
Fine. Go to sleep.
What time is it right now?
Probably dusk.
Okay. Yeah, so Balance is going to be like, very well, is there, do we have quarters here? Or?
There are rooms to the left and the right. The left is for, well, there are two beds in each.
I call the bigger bedroom.
To be fair, I don't really need a bed. I'll just stay here by the fire. Balance just goes and sits like off near the fireplace and just starts meditating.
Aw, are Caden and Rhal gonna be like bunkmates?
Caden has a house.
Are Balance and Rhal gonna be bunkmates?
No, because I'm staying in the living room here.
Oh, come on. I feel like you should go into the bedroom with Rhal and you guys should have like a sleepover.
Nope. Caden, did whatever happened with Kythea? Is she going to be joining us?
She went and we made arrangements with Linda, and she was going to speak with Demi. Demi was going to give her some information. She was going to start researching stuff. She should be back fairly soon.
Like tonight?
I should hope so.
Is she going to stay here?
I believe so. She mentioned that she would probably be trying to. Yes.
Zaltanna, shut up.
I didn't say nothing.
Oh! Well, I'm just going to say you're not technically free people, but you're free to do
Caden,
be with whoever you want.
No,
to Caden. Do whoever you want.
I'm going to meditate now.
Zaltanna's going in for a fist bump with Caden.
Caden will fist bump straight without looking, just fist bump. That's like I just imagine this moment. They're both looking at him and they just raise their arms, just fist bump without looking.
Oh my god!
That's canon.
To do whoever you want. God bless.
Balance is just going to start meditating. He is ignoring. He is closing, blocking out the outside noise.
Cool.
Caden, can I speak with you in private for a moment?
Of course. I'm gonna go back to Taylor. She can walk back if you like.
Sure.
Cool. I will see you guys tomorrow.
Aye.
And he leaves.
And I follow.
Okay. What is it?
Caden, are you okay with Kythea?
What do you mean?
Well, being who I am, I notice things. I noticed at one point that you said whatever she is instead of whoever she is, and I was just, you could cut one of my fingers off and I would still be able to count on one hand how many people have come to me with kindness instead of fear or hate. And you are one of those people. I am just curious as to why Kaithia is not getting the same. Why there was hesitance there.
We have seen a lot of we have seen a lot of very weird things recently. I admit I was spooked to see a demon standing with us. I'm not saying I dealt with it right, but it spooked me. This is all I know about the tieflings. Only what I was taught. I was spooked.
Okay.
She and I have spoke. We talked. I understand now that she's not a demon. She's not walking with spirits from the other side. She hasn't sold her soul.
Well, it is good to know where your fears are. Demons and not dragons.
I don't know why she's here. I don't know how she got here, but I have a feeling it's all to do with the bigger picture.
Probably.
I don't hold ill will to her. I just scared.
It was a legitimate question anyway, in case you knew something that I didn't maybe. Just curious as to if there was something that I wasn't seeing, but okay.
No.
And, you are still okay, yes?
I am definitely freaked out. I don't really. This is so beyond my normal pay grade. Rhal.
You didn't even go down in the temple. Let me tell you. Anyways,
I'm gonna bring Demi in the morning to talk with you all. There are things you have to tell her that I don't understand. So
I don't understand a single thing that we will be going over, but
I don't. My magic just yeah. I understand enough, but I'm not any real true practitioner.
No, but even your magic is well above my grasp.
True.
Okay. I was just making sure that you were okay with everything that was going on.
No,
I needed to know because you just don't seem like the person that I would suspect to be sketched out by Kaithia.
I'm still only a person. Sometimes I'm an asshole. Sometimes.
I would disagree, but
well, say my good nights to the guys, and I will see you in the morning with Demi. As a heads up, Lindgren will be coming tomorrow afternoon too. Yes. Try not to let Zaltanna plan his murder too much.
Well,
good
you
night.
know I have your back on that one.
Thank you. Good night, Rhal. And I shall see you tomorrow. And unless you say anything else, he goes into his little house.
I will turn around and I'll go back to the house, to the little place.
Okay.
He's had a busy day. There's things he wants to do, but they can wait.
Okay. So yeah, the three of you are in this little place. Anyone want to say anything, do anything before I introduce the next story element?
I'm meditating.
I'm going to sleep because I need to gain back my
everything.
everything.
Are you taking the left room or the right room?
Which one's bigger?
They're both the same. This place is a dump. Don't get me wrong. It's when you say bigger room, it just means that the holes are bigger in the room. That's about
Which
it.
one has less holes?
Let's say the left one.
That's the one I'm taking.
Okay, perfect. There are you wander in there. There are two beds. Look fairly clean. Looks like the sheets have been put on there fairly recently. A little bit of mold in one corner. It should be fine.
Whatever's the farthest away from the mold corner, I'm taking that. I'm just gonna plop on that bed.
Okay, good to know. Balance, you're meditating.
Mm-hmm.
And Rajak, what are you up to?
I will go find a bed in one of the rooms.
Left room, right room?
I guess the right one, since Zaltanna went in the left one.
Okay.
What? You don't want to be bunk buddies?
No.
Fuck you.
That was such like, fuck you. Wow.
I deserve to have a bunk buddy that loves me. God damn.
Oh, damn.
I thought you'd like that Rhal would like me more, considering I just said I murdered a fucking double one.
Yeah. No, he heard that.
Are you going to sleep?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. In that case, all three of you take perception checks at disadvantage.
Perception.
Yep.
At disadvantage.
Do I negate that since I'm only meditating?
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm not going along the whole idea that elves can meditate and see and do everything normally. You're meditating. You're focusing. It's like that thing when you could go to someone like wave your hands in front of their face.
I got a 1.
I got a 7.
I got a 9.
I have one set. Well, Zaltanna, you have a great night's sleep unless someone comes to wake you up, and I'll be dealing with you a bit later. Rajak, you having an equally great night, and unless someone comes to wake you up, that's kind of all you're going to hear for the evening, unless they start getting shouty. Balance, you aren't aware of Kythea's approach when she comes in. You're too busy focusing, dealing with yourself, putting yourself in that good mental elven state. But sort of towards the end of your meditation, become aware that there is a bit more flurry of activity as things are being put down, and it kind of jars you a little bit out of it. You can go back to meditating straight away if you want, or you can get up and deal with the fact that Kythea is here. You have not, by any stroke of the imagination, gotten all of your stuff back.
I am going to crack my eyes a little bit and try to see if I can see what's going on.
You can see Kythea is overloaded with books. She is placing them on like kind of the flat surfaces that are around, and she's pulling a chair across. She keeps glancing over your way, and then just sort of come back and sit down.
I'm going to go back to sleep then, or back to meditating.
Go to meditating? Okay. You finish your meditation. You come to, you wake up, you do whatever you wish. Kythea is, so we'll probably say fairly late at night. Yeah, I mean, she has candles going and she's reading and she's writing and she appears to be like muttering a bit under her breath. She's definitely tired. You can just tell from just her general state of being that she's tired, and occasionally put her head on her arm sort of thing. She's there. You can talk to her if you want. If not, you can let her go to sleep.
I am going to stay in my meditative position, and with my telepathy, I'm just going to go into her head and say, if you're tired, you should really just go to sleep. There are spare beds,
She looks over at you. She kind of does that like looking down shy smile thing and looking back up, and equally back into your mind without raising her voice. She says, yeah, I thought about it, but I think I might be onto something. I don't know.
Onto what?
Well, Demi gave me these pretty heavy tomes. They're about the apocalypse, portents, omens, signs. There's a lot to get through. I've got to try and figure out what's an omen, what's just happenstance. I don't know.
Oh, I have a funny feeling that what we experienced today may aid you in your research then.
What did you find? Come, sit with me.
All right, Balance smirks and gets up and goes over and sits next to her at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have... Actually, I don't think I have a way to share my memories, do I?
Nope.
All right. I'm going to tell her everything that happened down there.
Everything?
Everything.
Okay.
I'm not holding anything back, not even me delving into Marnak.
Okay.
Because she knows more about the fact that he's there.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she has some insight that I don't.
As you tell her everything, are you using aura sight on her or anything like that, or are you just telling it plain and
Aura
she
sight.
becomes curious, scared, confused, curious, and mostly confused. Some things are very new to her and definitely surprising. Yeah, some things are very confusing, and some of them hit on. You clearly can tell that when you mention things about Marnak and talking to him, they seem to hit on a bit of a nerve. Not like she's angry at you, just you hit that kind of bit of a raw nerve with her, and that makes her very uncomfortable. And when you finish your tale, it takes a while for her to express anything, but while she's thinking, she takes her necklace off and she reveals her tiefling form. And she says, so my sister, she was very much like you. She had something in her head. I don't know if it's the same. I don't know what this splitting of 7 things means, but from where we come from, there's an order, there's an assembly that protects relics and things. But she sent me here, and the assembly's there. I know that when it left her, she didn't survive it. And I don't know if that's because it didn't want her to survive it, or because that's just a sideline. I don't know. But she was scared for people, for the world. And she saw things. She saw so much. I don't know what this entity in you is. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. And I don't know if you really are fated to bring this great hero back. I don't know. But from the sounds of it, he has a lot of power. Like, well, whatever it was with my sister, it taught her a lot of things, and it seems to be teaching you a lot of things too. I don't know if I trust it, but I don't know if there's any reason not to. But it looks like your fate is really entwined in this apocalypse.
It seems that way. I have theories. I think that this entity that's in me is actually the person that we're trying to bring back.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what the entity my sister was. I don't know where it went, and I don't know what it was using her for or why.
Did you get a name?
No. She never told me. I don't know if she really knew. She was my sister, but she wasn't very strong.
Did it ever take control of her? Physically?
She seems to be pondering, like thinking, not exactly pondering how to answer, but searching her memories. I don't think so. She never said that it controlled her. It never said that. She never said that it controlled her. Yeah, I don't think so. Not that I know of anyway.
Did she ever have any accidents? Unforeseen circumstances?
No. She just went about her life, just doing this, that, and the other, getting help on occasion or learning new things. But my sister saw things before this entity was ever part of her, and what she saw scared her. I don't know what to say.
There's a lot I don't understand, and it irks me.
Same.
It's my inquisitive nature, I suppose. So why are you here? You said you were looking for me.
Like I said, my sister saw a lot of things, and she said that there was someone like her, matched your description, said that you might need help. I guess she was right. I mean, look at you. You're a complete mess. I mean, you can't even feed yourself. I mean, oh my gosh. And she's genuinely just smiling and smirking at you.
Who told you?
Well, let's say people talk. Setting a fire outside Caden's house is a pretty big notable thing in here.
Look, I can't help my upbringing. I can only deal with the skills I have.
Well, I can teach you how to cook.
I would appreciate it.
How about we make that tomorrow's problem? It's getting really late. I think I'm going to go to bed.
That's probably a good idea. I'm going to try to take it easy and recuperate. I've had a busy day as well.
Yeah, some sounds what you have. Just try and take care. Sometimes visions, from what she told me, visions aren't always supposed to be true. There's just sometimes warnings or glimpses into another place. So just learn from it, but don't take it as truth. The future changes all the time.
For everyone's safety, I hope you're right.
Of course I'm right. I mean, I'm a demon from another continent. Of course I'm right. Gosh. She picks up the necklace and she puts it back on and she zips off to the left-hand bedroom. And she'll just curl up on one of the beds and she'll go to sleep. Okay. Zaltanna, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oh, God. 8.
8! What are you dreaming of?
Oh, no, this is bad.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because considering the conversation she had earlier, she's probably having very, very sweet dreams about murder.
That wasn't what I expected, but cool.
No, I would love to say it was a dream about Odette so that I could just,
not be a dick.
Yeah, but no, I know my character and I know what she's starting to reveal a little bit of her darker side, and that coming through means murder dreams.
Okay. Wow. Okay, sure. You are currently dreaming of that councilman that you mentioned earlier, the one that everyone saw in the vision. You see him on his knees. He is begging and pleading for his life. Pretty much exactly as the vision that you guys saw. You look down at your hands. You see them gauntleted, knuckled, covered in armor. You feel the hefty weight of your greatsword. And he looks up at you and he says, Zaltanna, please, you don't have to do this. I told you where he is.
But Rannick, you're so wrong. I have to do this. I want to do this. Doing this is gonna give me the biggest pleasure of my last couple weeks.
Look, Zaltanna, you don't have to do this. I told you he's in Chakville. I told you exactly where he is. He's the one that killed your lady, not me.
Right, but see, here's the thing. I am coming for this entire fucking organization, and you're part of it. So, and she grabs her greatsword, slowly bringing it out of its halberd. Say goodbye to your life, Rannick. I hope you feel like you've had a good one, cause it's fucking over.
Please, you don't have to do this. I told you. Oh no, Two-Knife, he's in Chatford. Please, you don't have to do this.
She swings.
And you guys, Zaltanna, you feel that wonderful swish through the air. You feel that severing of head from body, and it's a sweet, wonderful feeling, that physical release. And as you do that, as you feel that wonderful release, that kind of like, hell yeah, I've just done what I needed to do, fuck yeah. And you feel that elation going through your body. You feel it pass through into your greatsword. and your sword lights up and it glows so bright that it completely clears everything. It engulfs everything. It's all you can see. And then it shrinks down. It shrinks down slowly. And behind it, rather than the room you were just in, you just see darkness until there is just a single tiny point of light. And you hear a voice. Help us. And then you wake up in a cold sweat. You notice that Kythea is curled up on the end of the bed on the other one.
I kind of look over and I'm just like, all right. What else?
And then you go back to sleep?
Yeah, she's going to go back to sleep.
Perfect. Is anyone else wanting to do anything in the night? Rojak, you're asleep, so I'm going to say, unless you decide to get up early, you're asleep.
Yep.
Cool. Balance?
Actually, yeah. Since I only need to do the meditation for 4 hours, the other 4 hours...
Yep.
I'm going to do some light reading through the books that Kythea was reading.
Sure. Take an Arcana check for me.
Sure. Crit, 25.
Ooh.
Okay. On a 25, you find references to something called Tears of the Gods and Wrath of the Gods. Tears of the Gods, Kythea has kind of marked out in her own kind of like arcane, like you kind of pick up from the various runes that have been written in this thing. Partly Kythea's handwriting, some presume Demi's because it's all over the place. You pick up the Tears of the Gods references the blood rain. You reference that Wrath of the Gods is probably something to do with shaking of the earth or the earth shaking. You see notes to the possibility that there is something called that there are portals involved. And you see there are references to another book, but it's in a language that you don't recognize. It's literally in there rather than like, here's the translation of what this book is called. It's just written in the language that the book is called. You can't read this particular language, though.
Do I recognize what language it might be? We saw Abyssal and Celestial from the temple.
I'm going to go with no.
All right.
I don't see any reasons why you would know this language.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the major gist of what you get is a long flowery text talking about blood rain being tears of gods and about the wrath of gods being shaking of the earth.
Gotcha. Okay.
There you go.
I'm probably sitting there reading the book by the time everybody is up and...
Okay. You'll get up. Kythea gets up, makes breakfast. She makes something...
I watch.
Kind of half...
Jesus
Are
Christ.
you still reading? Are you pretending to read the
No,
book
like,
and
I'm
watch
gonna
her,
go-
or are you just staring at her like a weirdo?
No, I'm going to get up when she goes to start making breakfast, and I'm going to stand, like, next to her awkwardly and watch what she's doing.
Oh my god. Take a charisma check for me.
8.
You kind of just get underfoot quite a lot. And eventually she just turns and looks at you and she says, I'll not be rude, but do you perhaps want to go sit down with the others? I've kind of got a bit of a system going and...
Sorry, I was trying to observe.
No, you can observe, but perhaps you want to observe some maybe over there. I'm kind of doing my thing. I'll teach you later. I know that we have Demi coming and she's a little bit intimidating, so I kind of just want to get on with this.
All right, that's fair.
Cool.
And
thanks.
Balance will just go over and sit down.
Okay.
He's still watching her because he's desperately trying to pick up on the subtleties of how to cook.
Is that really what you're doing?
I mean, he might be checking her out once in a while, but...
Honesty, I'll take that.
How smooth is he at checking
Well, he's
her
an
out?
8, so he's not that smooth.
So he's just like peeping her and she can tell and she's just like, oh my God.
Or maybe she's into it. You don't know.
Listen, even if you're starting out with someone that you kind of like, but they're like the least smooth person ever, even if you think they're cute, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's too obvious.
Yeah, like
she's
just
seems
fucking say something to me. Don't stop like creepily looking at me.
She makes porridge because that's her thing. She makes some really fine porridge. It
Okay.
tastes really good. Tastes even better on the outside. So she makes some really nice porridge, and she has this all set up for you guys. When you get that kind of electric feeling, like all the hairs in the back of your neck stand up, you know this to be a lot of magic making its way towards you. And as you're feeling that, the door kind of like you hear a nice like rap at the door.
Balance is going to make a gesture at the door, and he's using one of his new abilities, Mystic Hand. So basically, I can open and unlock door. So I just gesture and the door swings open.
Okay, cool. Door opens, and before you stands, to make my life easier, just Demi. Demi is just standing there in front of you guys. No, Demi and Caden have to be here. So Demi and Caden are standing in front of you. Caden is kind of nervously chatting to her, and she, as soon as the door opens, she smiles, and she just like kind of almost skips into the room. And she says, wow, you all made it back alive. That is so amazingly great and awesome. What did you see? What did you find? Did you kill the thing killing all the other things? And Caden says you found a temple. My gosh, there's a temple underneath us. Why did nobody tell me this? You have to tell me everything. And she sits down at the end of this kind of like the counter, and she grabs one of the bowls full of porridge and just pulls it towards her. Not really any minding on who it is, and just basically starts eating. And she looks expectantly at all three of you.
Okay.
Good morning.
Would you like me guys to... Maybe I can make this a little bit easier? Would I be able to... My extended vision thing, would I be able to do that and have it expand to Caden, Kythea, and Demi?
Your extended vision is only you four.
Gotcha.
But for the sake of ease, you can just say what you tell her. Like, I tell her everything. I tell her everything except I tell her nothing. You can do that.
Gotcha.
You have to repeat like 20 minutes worth of what we just experienced like 2 hours ago.
All right. I'm assuming the three of us then intermittently, depending on memory, just explain what happened, obviously omitting certain details. Balance on his end is omitting what he saw in his vision, the bit with Marnak. Was there anything else that I would have omitted?
So you're omitting what you saw in the vision, and you're omitting what you saw with Marnak in your conversation with him. Okay.
Definitely omitting those.
Okay. Rajak, are you adding anything, taking anything out?
Rhal's going to say everything, and the only thing he's going to mention in the mirror scene is that he saw Ama there, dissolving.
Okay, cool. And Zaltanna?
Zaltanna's not saying shit.
Okay.
Demi may be scatterbrained, but she's not, she does notice things. And after you guys have filled everything in, she's going to look over at Zaltanna. She said, so what did you see in the mirror? What went on? What happened? I mean, I've heard from these two guys, and don't get me wrong, they're lovely boys and all, but sometimes you have to have a girl's perspective. What's going on?
Yeah, but he didn't tell you what he saw in the mirror, and she points to Balance.
But I haven't heard anything from you. We need to hear something. You have to give me something to go on.
I don't know. There was an undead bear. It was cool.
There's an undead bear? How long has it been down there? How old is it? Is it cute, or is it
oh
really
my god,
mangy?
Demi, it is the cutest fucking thing you've ever seen.
I feel like we would have mentioned that in the recap.
Her name is Claus. I know her name, right?
What? Yeah.
Okay.
You know her name is
Her name
Claus.
is Claus, and she's so cute. And she let me pet her, and she licked my hand.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, we used to have it wasn't an undead bear, but we had a bear back when I was growing up, and that was really cool. We had a bunch of wolves as well. Oh my gosh, if you get them trained right, like the bears and the wolves would just like tussle with one another, and then you could get in there and tussle. Well, I wasn't very good at tussling. My brother was great at tussling with the bear though. It was the coolest thing ever. I'm so jealous.
I know.
If I want jealous, I can go down there.
I've always wanted a cool pet like a bear or a wolf. Like, can you imagine I can't even imagine the shit I could do if I had a pet bear or pet wolf. That would be fucking awesome. How do you
Ladies,
even get...
ladies,
What?
topic at hand, please.
This is the topic at hand.
Right. No, yes, no. He's absolutely, of course, he's right. I mean, what? Well, I think I know enough to be able to go down there and have a look at the temple. I mean, you gave me the passcode, sunset, right?
Sunset.
That's the thing. Sunset.
Right.
I'll go down there. I'll have a look and see what I can find out.
Give
wow,
Claus
this is
a
so
pat
cool.
for me.
Oh, of course I will. I mean, Claus sounds so beautiful. Oh, this is going to be so cool. Right, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to find out what I can find out and see what I can see. Yeah.
Demi.
Don't sit in that
Yes.
chair.
Oh, no. Well, it sounded like you died, possibly.
I guess.
And you saw a spectre? Wow. I would, well, I was about to say I was going to die to see that, but yeah, I will do, so I don't know.
Whatever you do, don't go near the mirror.
Also that, yes.
Oh, I didn't mind the mirror too much.
But the mirror is where you saw your dead friend, right? I mean, the mirror could be very interesting. I mean,
The skeleton guy told
Yeah?
me that the mirror shows you like a possible future.
no, I definitely have to go look at this mirror. I have to know everything about this place. I have to know about the mirror. I have to know about the different rooms. I won't sit in the chair though. I promise I won't sit in the chair because I don't know if I'll be able to come back because I don't really know. I don't want to die. My brother would be really pissed.
Just be careful that you keep your powers in check when you look in the mirror.
I've been keeping my powers in check for like ages. I mean, I have barely started fires in weeks. A day.
started
A
one
day.
yesterday.
Do you know, before then I was doing really well, and I only turned a couple of people into plant pots. I mean, that's not really my fault. I mean, the apocalypse happened, so you kind of get a little bit. I'm gonna go right now. This is gonna be so good. And she gets up, and it was the perfect timing as she takes the last mouthful of this porridge, drops the spoon in the bowl, and she just leaves. She's just gone.
I'm really jealous she's going to get to see Claus again because I love that bear. I want to buy her off of that skeleton man. So bad. So bad.
I don't think you have room here for an undead bear.
Maybe you could multi-class ranger.
I'm sorry. What?
What
Out
does
of
that
character.
mean? Well, yeah, but Caden, we're gonna have to like travel to other places outside Folsom anyway, because supposedly, according to Balance, the pots, the person got all like scattered everywhere and shit. So it's very possible that I will have a bear to ride. Make my life easier because I am not as fast as you two fuckers.
I don't know what I could do for getting you mounts, but I don't really know what Lindrin wants from you guys now. I think it depends on Demi.
When is Lindgren supposed to be here?
He was gonna come a few hours afternoon.
Oh God, he's coming here today.
Yep.
No. Oh,
Sorry.
Can I just like hide in my room the whole time because I don't want to fucking deal with him. I can't. Like I cannot promise you that I will not murder him.
I perhaps we can arrange something. I don't
Good.
really know, but he
These
will want to talk to you.
See, these two are better. It can deal with people better a little bit. Well, I can deal with people pretty well, but I can't deal with people I like genuinely hate very well. I have a little bit of a temper problem sometimes. So like,
That's we'll figure something out. I hope.
in any case, and she turns and like stares at Balance. We were promised a murder story, and I will not rest until I get my murder story.
You're going to get more than just a murder story, I assure you.
Oh, ooh, does anyone have popcorn?
He turns to Kathy. I apologize, but I don't have the ability to pull you into this so that you can see it as well.
That's fine.
Oh God, we should have asked Demi to put Kathy in our thing while she was.
No.
I kind of prefer not to. I like my thoughts being my own.
Well, my thoughts are my own too, to be fair, but yeah.
Why are you so against it, Balance?
Because I don't feel like having an extra
Is it
person that
because
may be
you're
threatened.
afraid that she's gonna hear your deep secret love thoughts?
Kythea turns bright red, and she takes the books, and she's like, I'm gonna. She like gestures with her hands back towards the room. She was like, I'm gonna.
Kathy, if you
Bye.
find any details about the pots that got scattered or anything with the Shade Slayer,
She waves her hand. I'm on it, and you see her
Kathy,
like
I'm fucking
trying
with
to
you, I'm
hold.
sorry.
You see her trying to hold her hips very still so she's not swinging them as she walks. She's just trying to like very tensely like walk forward without drawing any attention, and then just closes the door behind her. You can see Caden just pissing himself in one corner, just like it's probably the funniest thing he's seen in quite a while.
Oh, she likes you too.
She does. Take it from someone who's seen that. She likes you.
One of these days, one of you is going to push me. And you're not going to like when I push back.
So, you want to...
Right. You want a murder story. You want to know why and Balance does air quotes, a cop was in jail. I'll show you. And he is going to close his eyes, reach into the link that we all have. Mm-hmm. And he is going to use, I guess it's a third?
Yep.
Well, I guess the more I put in, the more detail we get, right?
If it's the memory I think you're looking for, you can just use a third.
Okay, then yeah, I'm just going to use a third, and I'm going to show them what happened that night.
You all see through Balance's eyes. Or 4 of you. Balance, you aren't exactly in control, but for the sake of role-playing this out, you're in control of yourself.
Right.
You appear to be at a birthday party. You would know that it is Balance's 100th birthday party. It is being run by... his aunt has made most of the arrangements. She has done this, that, and the other. She's celebrating her nephew basically coming of proper age. Okay, so you're at this birthday party. Most of it has been organised by your aunt, and your father has done, this, that, and the other. He's brought various people in to celebrate your birth. There are various wizards here doing various like light effects, kind of auras of like general happiness and cheeriness. The wine is flowing freely. There are some dwarves here. The ale is also flowing pretty freely, let's be honest. There's lots of intermittence and lots of talking and chatting, and all the important people are there. All the cabinet ministers for your aunt is there. Your aunt is there. She's the queen. Your mother, your father. You've seen Talvin often about talking to your father. They seem to be having a very deep, intimate conversation. And your friend Nimverna comes to you, and she gives you like a good shove in the side. She's like, "So, are you enjoying yourself?"
I suppose. It's rather much for my taste, but hey, my aunt wants to make a show of it.
Well, you are one day going to be king, so... I mean, to be fair, we could be long, like really old in the tooth by then, but, you could be king by then. I mean, who knows? I don't want to detract from your celebrations, but could we go talk? It's really important.
Well, of course. Lead the way.
She puts her arm through yours, and you see her smile over at Talvin, and he smiles back at you both, and she takes you into the gardens where you two played as a child. As you walk in there, she begins to reminisce about some of the memories you've had together, and she points up at the tree where she dropped juice down your back the one time. And she kind of giggles and smiles, and she pulls you underneath her, and she takes both your hands in her own. And she says, I've got something to ask you. You know about me and Talvin, right? I mean, that's not a secret, right?
Right.
Talvin asked me to marry him.
What? Really?
Yeah. He asked me to marry him, and I said yes. I know he's a lot older than I am, and I know that I'm really young, but I really love him.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Yeah. But there's something I want to ask you though. I mean, there is, and at that moment you hear and feel the explosions from the various wizards as they send lights into the air, and you don't quite catch what she's saying. So it's just like, and she's looking up at you. You're a little bit taller than her. She's looking up at you, and she's just smiling and waiting for an answer.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. The light shows were a bit.
And more explosions go off, and then for you feel it. You feel it in your chest. It's like someone has got their fist and punched you in the chest with a very cold, like, shard of ice. Your vision turns red, it turns black, it turns white, and you begin to see, once those flashes are over, like displayed over the top of Ninverna, over the top of what you're actually seeing with your eyes. You're seeing visions from hundreds of different lives throughout the times. You are smelling all sorts of things from places that you could never have been in your lifetime. You are hearing voices, you are hearing loved ones, you are hearing anger, you're hearing fighting, you are hearing everything coming into your brain all at once at about 100 odd miles an hour. And Ninverna is still standing there, and as that kind of vision begins to fade, you feel something in your mind. You feel like a build of something. You've definitely not felt this before, but this is a build. And it's beginning to make your entire body shake. And she takes both your hands in hers, and she looks up at you a bit concerned. And she says, Lathian, is everything okay? I didn't mean to shock you. I thought you'd be okay with it. And she puts her hand out and touches your face. And all that energy finds an outlet. And it travels through her arm. And you just see, boom, as her entire head just explodes. And then your vision goes dark, because you know at that point, you passed out. And then everyone's vision returns back to them, and you're in the present.
Balance is trembling slightly. He's definitely breathing a lot heavier, and he looks down.
Wow. So, one of you was framed, the other one did it by accident, and I'm the asshole that actually killed someone and, like, did it for reasons, like, real, like, on purpose. God. She kind of, like, fist slams the table. She's a little bit annoyed about that.
That was something.
I didn't mean to.
No.
Yeah, we could tell.
That was when I first got my powers and Monarch and all that, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand any of what happened. And I can't remember all that much after that. Very small bits and pieces.
I'm sorry, man. That sucks. I mean, sucks doesn't really cover it, but you know what I mean?
If it makes you feel any better, the last 12 years of my life have been in bits and pieces of me passing out. So
I wish my things in my life were in bits and pieces and I didn't remember them.
It does bring up a question, though, and Caden, I feel like you're the one to answer. What have I missed? What has happened in my home?
When you did what you did, Queen Glinglareth, she found you. She raised the alarm. Your father, I know that he put you away, and he asked that you were put away without a name, without being able to be followed. Word was put out that you and your friend had died, that it was a terrible accident, and that any of you or your issue were no longer a part of the line. You were dead, and it was made clear that you were never to be, your ilk were ever to be a part of the line, which was odd until we heard that you had a brother. It made a bit more sense after that. Talvin, from what we gathered, it was he left your father's employ after that, looking
for what?
To find answers. That's all I really know from the things that I've learned and been told. My mission was to look after you, make sure that no real harm came to you. Your father's orders.
Wait, Caden.
Yeah.
Do you know about all of us?
I know why you were here. I know that you had killed the Rannick. I know that other murders have been linked to you, but they couldn't prove anything. And I know that Rhalzak was supposed to be here because he killed Aimer.
And
Grisham.
Zaltanna is really uncomfortable with the fact that anyone knows about that, and she like slams her fist against the wall and storms into her room.
I also know that you were I know you were part of the gang.
She stops and turns around. You know what?
Rhal perks up.
I know. It's all there.
That shouldn't be there.
You still have the marks, don't you?
She like instinctively grabs her upper arm.
Show me.
It's not pertinent.
Show me.
Why? Why does it matter? I'm not part of it anymore.
Since when?
Like she starts tearing up. Years. It's been a long time. I left. I gave it up. I got into religion. I met someone. It's not your fucking business why I left the gang. The point is I left. And you know what? That shouldn't even be my fucking record because it was a long time ago. And she like goes really close up to Caden and she like gets in really close and she goes, do you know if he knows I was in jail and why?
He's going to turn to look at you. He says, who?
If you don't know, then it doesn't matter. And she looks at Rhal and she goes, I fought with you against them because they're scum. And I've murdered 3 of them. And she just fucking like without any hesitation just lifts off her shirt and to show him her
That's fine.
Her mark on her shoulder.
You can see the gang mark for a double 1.
Rhal just kind of nods a bit and looks away.
Wait a minute. You have acid. Burn it off.
He gives you a pretty shocked look.
I don't want this on me. What good does it do me?
I don't use my acid on people.
But you see this mark and you want to, don't you?
I do, but
I'm giving you permission.
Come here.
She just she steals herself and she walks over and presents her shoulder to him.
Rhal's gonna take off his sweater and he ties the sweater around her arm beneath where the acid's gonna be so it doesn't dribble down it.
Mm-hmm.
And puts his mouth really close to it.
Okay.
You should probably maybe bite down on something.
I ain't got nothing. Oh wait, hold on. She takes her symbol of tear, she kisses it, and then she puts it in her mouth.
And he's gonna spit a little bit of acid in there and then just kind of with his hand move it around to make sure it's dissolving a bit of what it needs to. Kind of spread it.
Make a roll your acid damage. Zaltanna, roll a Constitution saving throw.
I got a 6.
Is 4 damage.
Okay. This burns like a motherfucker. There really is no other way to phrase it. Biting down in your symbol of tear. If it wasn't made what it was, if it wasn't imbued with holy magic, you probably would have bitten through it. This hurts like nothing you've ever felt before. It is concentrated on the side of your arm. It's like this acid is very... You could easily see how when Bogrim was describing someone being dissolved, this could happen with his acid. You were just very lucky he's just basically licking you.
That makes it sound cuter than it is.
It's really not. It's vile and disgusting.
And he leaves it there for just long enough to where it would burn through, and he probably knows exactly when that would be.
Yeah.
When it would burn through the first layer of flesh there, and then he's going to pull the sweater up and kind of wipe it off, wipe it away into the folds of the sweater.
Yeah.
And make sure that it's all off, and she just rubs it a bit.
Zaltanna, you have had your 011 tattoo acidically removed.
She takes the symbol of tear out of her mouth. She doesn't even heal herself. She nods and she walks off to the bedroom and like slams the door shut.
Okay.
You guys would have also noticed that Rhal's a bit malnourished looking without his sweater on.
He looks very
doesn't look
thin.
that great. You can
He
see
looks
his
very
ribs.
stringy. Yeah.
You can see where maybe his ribs broke and he didn't have magical healing or anything, and so they've settled back kind of misshapen.
He is covered in scars and looks like he has been through the ringer for sure. Kythea sees this. Oh no, Kythea's in your bedroom. Yeah, never mind.
She would see me like storming in with like a really badly injured arm, pain and anger on my face.
Is everything okay?
Just taking care of something from my past that needed to be taken care of.
I get that. Has Demi gone?
Yeah.
Is Bant still out there?
Yeah, you'll have to worry about him, you know.
I'm not worried, just
Shy.
I think I'm just going to continue reading here for a bit if you don't mind.
As long as you don't mind me staying in here. I don't want to deal with Lindren. This is not the day for me to deal with Lindren.
Okay, we'll both sit here and stew together. We got it.
You want any help with your reading? I can read and take notes for you if you need.
Can you read Abyssal?
No, that is not one of the languages I can read. You got anything in like Elven or Gnomish that you need read?
Not right now, but if I see anything Gnomish...
Also, you know, Dwarvish, because I'm a dwarf.
I mean, I speak... If I need your help, I'll let you know.
She gives you a wry smile. All right, in that case, I'm just going to stew in my bed for a bit.
Okay.
Commune with my god. Apologize for biting on his holy symbol.
I know what your tagline for entry into episode 12 is going to be. Zaltanna bites down on a simple tear. Awesome. Okay, back into the main room. Back to the boys. Are you guys up to anything before I chuck more plot at you?
Rhal, I had a question for you.
Sure. Go ahead.
Your ailment, whatever it is, what is it? Is it a disease? What?
They call it that, yes. We just call it the sickness in short, really. No one really knows much about it.
What happens? Explain to me what it is. What happens here?
When my kind reaches a certain age, around 10 years old, is when I got it. This is the age where you finish your physical development, basically. And when you are developed, this is the sign that you are to go and learn your specialized training, what you are going to do for the society. The sickness has to do with the acid that I have, the breath weapon. It makes it to where I produce too much. It doesn't know when to stop making it. Usually we die within a year at most. Sometimes a little longer, but some of the types are better off than others. Ama would have had fire. Her body would have been too hot to have lived in Fossum. She would have had to have retreated to somewhere colder, you see. But Ama did not abandon me like the rest of our kind abandons the sick. She kept me calm when I was scared of dying, when I watched others go in not so pleasant ways. She was there for me. She was a stubborn one. She should have left, but I couldn't. I couldn't turn such a great thing away. We found that there was less pain when I was calm. If I controlled my breathing and my heart wasn't racing, beating so fast, be it from anger, fear, sadness, anything that keeps the heart beating, the acid will start. Until I calm it down or pass out from pain. You know.
So what is the elixir for?
It just wakes me up. That is all. There is no medicine. There is no medicine for it because no one researches it up there. It is that they don't believe in letting the sick into the society. It would just breed more sickness. So we are expected to die. But when I did not die, I was about 15. Our kind are raised in a place far away from the society, a place far to the east, and the rest of the people my age were leaving. It's the age where you leave and join the society.
Where are you from?
North. Cold land, over water. Daemarius, they call it. They were going to execute me because I had outlived their expectations. And Ama, being the stubborn one she is, broke me out. And it was quite a stressful trip, to say the least. Most of the time I spent arguing because the pain, it makes you a different person, you know. Spent a lot of the trip unconscious. I don't really know where our land is. I just know north. And I know it is cold.
I see.
She gave up everything. She could have had a normal life. She had so much going for her. She was important. Something only someone like you could understand. But she gave all that up so that I could live a little longer, and she died anyways.
Balance looks down, contemplating. I'd like to try something,
Okay,
if you don't mind.
what is it?
I want to try to help you.
With the meditation? I mean, I don't know how to mentally meditate. It's more physical.
No. Something else. Just sit still for a moment. Balance is going to lean forward, and he's going to place his palm on Rhal's chest. He's going to close his eyes, and he's going to try to reach into the restorative power of his psionics. And he wants to try using Restore Health, which is something new that I just got. What it does is I spend 3 psi points, and I can touch one creature, and I can remove a disease.
You put your hand against his chest and you begin to feel a bit of what he feels. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw first.
Okay. 7. Yikes.
You reach out and you feel his level of pain. He's sitting there in front of you. You feel his heart beating slowly. It feels like there is acid pouring through every blood vessel in your body. It burns. It hurts. It makes you to almost reflexively want to remove your hand, but your hand is firmly against his chest. You're overcoming that. You're doing this crap. And as you begin to try and pump this, as you try and knit together the things that are wrong, to bypass them, to try and make things better, you find that there is a resistance. This isn't just a disease. There is a component of this that you can't pick up on. It's not just a disease. It's not a poison, so to speak. There is something deeper going on. And as much as you can make him feel temporarily better by essentially taking his pain from him, and Raljak, first time in a very long time you've not felt any pain, but you can't cure this because this isn't just a disease.
Balance, after a moment longer, trying as he might to actually fix it, has to pull away and starts breathing heavily. And
as soon as you pull away, the pain recedes like a snap. And like a rubber band, all that pain goes straight back into Raljak. I'd like Balance to make an intellect check for me, please.
Sure.
See if I can give you something.
With proficiency or no?
No.
Okay. 11.
You can't identify what this other element is. Sorry.
Are you okay? There was something.
There's something. You're not... I felt what you felt. What you feel. I tried to remove it. To fix it. But there's more to it. It's not just a disease. There's something else that I can't get rid of.
Well, that's the first in as long as I've had the thing that anyone has tried, and we have learned that it's not a disease. So
I think that it can be fixed, though.
Well, it's not worth the risk.
Regardless, I intend to try.
Balance.
It's... Just say it's part of my inquisitive nature.
We can take looking into this one step at a time.
Deal. We still have to find out who murdered your wife.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello everyone, Balance here, voiced by Arch. Just wanted to say thank you very much for listening. We greatly appreciate you listening while we're still in our early phases of the podcast. If you haven't, please go leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It greatly helps us out in terms of reaching new listeners so that we can expand our community. Also, we're considering in the future potentially reading out reviews on an episode, perhaps on every episode we release. Perhaps we're going to do some sort of maybe like every couple of episodes we have like a mailbag or something like that where we read the reviews. It's still being decided. Let us know what you want to hear. That being said, you can find us on Twitter at TLDpod. I personally am the one running the podcast's Twitter account, so you can interact with myself and by proxy through to all of us as well there. You can also find all of our individual Twitter accounts on there as well. Want to say a huge thank you to Jason Basil for doing the artwork for us. It is greatly appreciated. And last but not least, thank you very much again for listening, and we will see you all in the next episode. Bye.
The
Spark Network. Imagine what your idea can do.